But now they know, they're like, oh, it's on Wednesday, Faith can't go, right? So, like, now they know it about me.
But I'm saying when you found out that Wednesdays need to happen, like, the first time you do that, like, let me just sit with myself and, like, what areas of my life am I satisfied in? What areas do I feel like I can improve? Like, doing that with yourself, with your career. Like, do I feel like I come in every day and give my career my all? If I don't, why? Like, having that real conversation with yourself. Not everyone it's a real mirror. And it's your opinion of you. So, it's a great starting point.
How would you suggest, especially my generation and younger people, to go about doing that? Because, like we mentioned, it's nothing a lot of people talk about. You know, a lot of people, even my friends, aren't really as aware of those type of things. And I think, for me at least, I'd go back and check, hey, am I doing my goals? Am I hitting my goals every month? I do it by a monthly basis. But some people don't do it at all, like you said. And, just how would you go about starting and just taking that first step?
That's such a good question. And I think it's different for everybody, because everybody can self-evaluate themselves on different levels, I guess, so that they're going to find that's kind. One, be kind to yourself. So use an outlet that's not harsh. Some folks are really hard on themselves. I'm one of them. So sometimes I'm the worst person in the room. Hold on. But for whatever speaks to you the most, I don't particularly care for technology. I don't care how many years young I am or how old I am. I don't have a calendar. So for me, it was like something not stimulating. And also too, I noticed that stimulation, especially with the work that we do, there's so much stimulation that we have. Even my daughter, like, if there's too much iPad time or something, like, girl, your attitude, like, nope, let's go outside. So I do evaluate. It doesn't, just because the age is different, it's still there for adults. We just act out in different ways. So I prefer to write it out because there's no stimulation. I love the mechanical piece of me writing of that part of my brain and then reading it on a different part of your brain to retain it in a way that's in two different spectrums. So that was for me, and like doing it in a place where I wasn't rushed. I didn't have my mom hat on. I didn't have to, you're a husband, you have responsibilities during a time that you don't have to cater to any of your responsibilities, and you can just be raw and with yourself and give. And I did it, like, I had to leave my home. That was another thing. I will, like, do laundry. I'll start cooking something. I'll make some puree, something like anything. So doing it in a setting that's going to really cater to you, and also to doing it in a way, like, maybe you do like technology and that does speak to you. If you want to type it out and that's how you like to read it, like, it's really different for everybody, but just making sure you're aware of, one, how you can keep it, refer back to it, and being in a safe place with yourself that you can really experience it, because I think it's really for no one else but you. It is. And then your why gets different. Like, when I stepped down, you could tell, like, people in the dealership, like, you just seem so happy. I was like, because I am. I am. I'm telling you what. So it just really, that's what I think the best advice I could give. It's different for everyone, but it is moving. It is the most best thing I think I've ever done for myself in my adult life, because I had never done it until I was, like, years ago. I think I was 30 was the first time I had ever done it, and every 6 months I sit down and do it now in the same way that works for me, to say, like, let's gauge, like, how are I feel like I haven't seen my spouse in a little while. Mine was like, I haven't dated. I'm like, I haven't gone on a date, honey, and I can't even tell. Like, I was like, I should probably, like, let someone find me, but because instead of living under a rock.
And it took forever for me too. I lived a lot of my life not realizing how important it was to take that time and to kind of, like, reflect and like sit with myself and do this. And so that's the first thing, is just kind of like, okay, I want to do this. Like, what are the things that are most important to me? Right, and then evaluating, right? Like, writing them down and then being like, do I live like these are the most important things to me? And if not, what does that mean that I need to change, or where might I need to change it? And the thing you said about stimulation, right? I did like a 7-day phone fast.
Like a little cleanse.
Yeah, like recently, a few weeks ago. And it's like I don't go on social media a whole lot.
I don't have it.
But
I
don't have it. Like when I wake up in the morning, I have like specific rhythms I do. Like I listen to things. I listen to this, and then I'll listen to this. Devotional or whatever, and then I'll listen to this. I love to listen to like the celebrity gossip, so like I'll listen to the celebrity gossip, and then
it's like my guilty pleasure.
And then I'll listen to book on tape, and some of them are like good and nonfiction and like personal growth related, and some of them are not fiction and like all the fun stuff. But all of it, like I cut it all out because I wanted that quiet time, and it was it was so like even that in itself was like.
Did wonders.
All this time that I had, and it let me just kind of like reflect on things and think through things, and pray, and all of these things that I didn't realize that I was missing out on because I was constantly filling my head with just noise, just background noise, right?
Absolutely.
And none of it was bad stuff.
No, but it's
it was
there.
Just like, it's there.
Consuming your time.
And, I was just used to it and whatever. So, I mean, it was just eye-opening like, how different it was to just like
that's awesome.
And be able to be like, okay.
Yeah.
And I really like to also think of like, what am I leaving? One of like the things I value, my core values, if you say, is legacy. And so I'm what am I leaving for somebody else? To me, and I know success is different for everybody.
Yeah.
I always want to be like, what am I leaving for somebody else? Whether it's my daughter, my goddaughter, my niece and nephew, the people I work with every single day. Like, what am I leaving behind for them?
Yeah.
What am I pouring out to them? I teach people a lot. Like, go into the day with a perspective of like, how am I going to add value to somebody? Like one person, like how can I add value to this one person, just one person, whoever it is today in some way, shape or form. And I think that changes it changes your life. It changes how you look at things and how you act.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's very interesting. You mentioned the phone fast you took. A lot of people don't know that on these social media platforms, there's people who will get paid to figure out ways to keep you on social media. So
screen time is real.
Yeah, there has to be something in there to get you off of it, and it's just too overstimulating. And we actually did a 4-week food diet thing where we implemented different things in, and that made a drastic difference in our life. And just how if you can take that to taking your phone away, or just doing things, going outside. Hey, I'm going to go outside every Sunday and just, be outside and take a walk or whatever, things like that, just to, just mix it up a little bit, not be so consistent and so stimulated.
Yeah.
I think when you find those things that are important to you, that are your priorities, it's important to then you don't apologize for them. It's crazy how like once you find those things, people will try to get you to move off of them.
Oh yeah.
And those people probably shouldn't have so much say in your life.
The access that we allow.
It's crazy what and to who we allow access to. And like
the power we give. Yes.
Yeah. It's really like once you like you die on that hill.
Yeah. That's and that being like, I didn't know that. I had to read so many self-help books, do podcasts, YouTube videos, right? And then like there's this young man sitting here to my left. I'm like, you got to figure it out. I'm just like, wow, you're so ahead of the curve.
I think that's what I'm so blown away by right now is like we have people who are ostensibly like have taken the time to know themselves and like to sit with themselves, but also they can walk and chew gum and they're sitting here and they're like excelling in their careers and they're doing amazing things. I think that's what's really like the hype, like the duality here. It's really cool that they're doing both. It's like, wow. I don't know. Is that just me?
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's hard.
It took me a little longer than this fella here. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, I mean, I don't really know how to approach saying anything to that because I feel like you mentioned, I'm very hard on myself as well, and my parents were hard on me, so I feel like it's warranted, but I don't think that it had to be that way for me to get to where I am. I just feel like I took more time to figure out, okay, how do I get to where I want to be than most other people did early. And I'm just grateful
Yeah.
for people who told me to do that. You know, there's a lot of people along the way getting here told me to
support,
do that. Yeah,
support
That's
that.
good.
No, that's
Right.
awesome.
Yeah.
That is so awesome because that's important.
Mhm.
No, I'm the Lone Ranger, you know, so like having a community and
Yeah.
like that is just, I think that's something that a lot of folks don't value. I think that's undervalued.
Very
Big
yeah.
much.
Well
So,
said.
yeah. So
Can we talk about the competition?
yeah.
I want to know how, like, were you guys nervous or no?
I was like, would you care to start?
Well, like I said, my mind was not nervous, but my body apparently was. When I picked up that phone, my hand could not stop shaking. But I felt confident that, you know, I practiced to be here, and what I practiced and what I brought to the event, I felt like was going to allow me to win. So I just needed to do it.
That's amazing.
And,
How did
that's
you
all I thought
prepare?
about.
Like, what was your preparation like before you got out here?
Yeah, so for store level and regionals, it was just the videos, and the only thing they watched was the videos. So my process of how I did the car was drastically different than what I did today. And I had Rob, the trainer, help me, and he basically helped me formulate my process down.
Nice.
I think the biggest thing that I did was I went into a Word document and made a full sheet of my process. Made it a checklist where I can circle the tires and brake measurements and things like that. And that really just helped me stay focused on, hey, step 1, step 2, step 3. And then I can just move along quickly because my biggest problem was going back and forth. So I check this, okay, go to my computer, type it in, and check this, and then go back to my computer. And that slowed me down a whole lot. So kind of breaking those barriers in my mind, saying, hey, no, this is the process that'll work. That wasn't working. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And
Real growth.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was
real
hard.
growth.
And you were decisive on, like, this isn't working, abandon this.
Right.
Like, and then you just wash, rinse, repeat. Like, and you started making a new habit of the things that you, like, when did it start to become muscle memory for you?
That's a good question because I don't think it has become muscle memory yet. Which might say a lot. Oh, again, sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
That might say a lot because thankfully I did win today, and I'll be honest, that sheet wasn't created but maybe 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
So, you know, it hasn't become muscle memory yet, but like you said, this isn't working. I know for a fact I need to do something different.
Yeah.
And once I kept thinking like that, it was, you know, smooth sailing from there.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I knew it or felt it or not, because it didn't feel smooth. Didn't feel smooth at all, but, you know, seeing that I did win today and everything worked out.
There
So,
you go.
yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
Just got to
awesome.
follow the process.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's huge. That is huge.
What about you?
I mean, same. Like, I was totally, I mean, because we do it every day, you know?
Yeah.
And I didn't,
Yep.
our process is something I've been doing for years, you know? And I really think that one of the things that I even try to, like, be as an example for my team is that, like, you don't have to cut corners. You don't need to try to sell them anything. Like, just do the process. And it speaks for itself. Just educate them and yourself as well, and do your due diligence on the vehicle to be able to make sure they're leaving a little bit safer or in better condition than when they drove in. And you can miss opportunities to have those conversations, you know. So it wasn't until the mic was on and it had like an echo, and I was like, oh, I can hear me. It kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yes.
So that was probably the only time I was like, oh my gosh, what in the world? Because I heard me like 3 times in the room that we were in. So I'm like, oh. So that was kind of weird. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I actually like talked quieter because I was trying to minimize.
So quiet.
I was trying to minimize the bounce because I could hear me saying it and then it 2 times later. So
Yeah,
I was
Isn't
like,
that trippy?
a little bit.
I had this sense when I was watching you that, like, I am seeing what she does every day. Like, I'm seeing that.
Yeah.
Like, because it didn't look like you had to think. It just looked so natural.
Oh, I appreciate that.
It really did.
Yeah.
But what I'm also struck by how like accurate what you're saying is. It's like once you hear like the feedback come in and like you become mindful of the stuff and you got people watching you.
I was trying to ignore that I had like a thing in walkie-talkie
Right.
thing in my pocket. Like,
Yeah, because you're trying to show people what your everyday life is, but the event itself is not a slice of every day.
No.
It's this heightened sort of like,
yeah, amplified, magnified
Correct.
little segment of our
That's right.
daily life. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah, and you kept your composure, which is why you guys made it through.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
But did you guys have fun?
It was so
Very.
fun.
So
Thank you for
fun,
having
right?
Thank you for having me. This was really
This
an
is-
experience.
It's so
Yeah.
cool that we get a chance to do
it
this.
is.
Right.
It's awesome. It is
Yeah.
awesome.
And I mean the money is a perk.
The money's a part.
I've been saying this the whole time being
That's
here.
so funny.
I've been trying to stress, like, it's not about the money.
Yeah,
You
no.
know, everything to get down here was paid for, thankfully, through Hudson. So, that's more than enough to be grateful for in my book.
Just to be acknowledged, like noticed in that regard, because you get lost in that. We're like in a bubble,
Mhm.
like you're in your own little bubble. I'm in my own little bubble. You get lost in all that day-to-day hustle bustle. So when you have like someone pop the bubble, like, hey, come on now, have a breath of fresh air. Like, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
What was really cool is, so as you guys know, for this competition, we did store finalists. You guys went to a regional competition, and those regional winners came down here to Charleston for the finals. And so we've got 4 regions, which means 8 total people. Well, Region 1 and Region 4. The advisor and the technician both came from the same store, which is interesting. So each of you guys had like
Our
a
advisor
counterpart
or tech,
here,
Mhm.
to kind of help cheer you on.
Yeah.
Which, I think that's a great advantage too. But also, both of you guys had your general manager coming down here to support
Yes.
you, which is so huge. Tell me
Mhm.
what that means to you guys.
For me, it was a really big deal because of the history that I have with Hudson, especially the team at my store with Chris Teller and Gilbert Gortares.
Mhm.
So I personally wasn't expecting anybody to come. But and they're but like these men are so smart. I've never met such intelligent, like they take initiative, but they also see it in a way that like most people wouldn't.
Mhm.
And what they're responsible for is so heavier than my position,
Yeah.
to say the least. So the fact that to
Yeah.
carve out time to come here, I was like, are you sure you have time to be here? I'm worried for you. Who's holding it down back there? But no, it was really very blessed. I was very blessed and grateful because I've worked for different corporates and independents that would not do that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So to have that it meant the world, really did.
Yeah. The same. I feel the same way. My general manager and my service manager came, and I was very grateful for that because they poured a lot into me, I feel like, and just everybody back at the dealership, again, it's just a Hudson thing. I feel like they want to see their employees strive, and seeing them here today was just awesome. Being able to win was awesome too. So yeah, it was great.
I'm so proud of both of you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I had so much fun doing this. Really cool to see you guys here. Like, the favorite part of my job is being able to give away money, right? That's not mine. But no, it's really cool. Congratulations, both of you. Thank you for taking some time to be on this podcast, shoot this podcast.
Finally,
with us.
we always talked about that. Like, you're coming to be on the podcast, and you guys visit Beeman. Like, oh, we're finally doing this.
Yeah, we got you in here finally.
Yeah.